everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kim and today I am doing a quick speed build. Now I say it's a quick speed build, but actually looking at the time it's no quicker than my bigger builds. So I don't know what's been going on with the editing over here, Kim, but yeah, it's a quick build, but it's going to be a longer voiceover. So anyway, this is a base game build. I was having a look through my channel the other day and I've had a little bit of a crazy couple of weeks for good and bad reasons, but I thought I'll have a look through and see what I have not done for a while and what I could do with doing. And just out of the blue the other day I thought, well, I've not done a base game home for a while, and I was actually going to do a base game and a pack style home. And then I thought, no, as I started it, I kind of thought, no, I'll just keep it base game. So I did. Anyway, this is a 4-bed, 2-bathroom build. I would say definitely on the smaller side. It's fairly compact on the inside, so it's a smaller 4-bed house. It comes in at just less than 124,000 simoleons, and it's been built here in Willow Creek on this little top corner plot on a 30 by 20 lot. Now I built it on this lot and I love it here. I think it's a really beautiful spot, but when I came to do the upload onto the gallery, it had taken a side shot of the house, and I was like, don't really like that picture. Don't really like that angle as much. It's supposed to be taken from the side. So I decided to move it over to a 40 by 30 lot purely just for the picture. So on the gallery it is actually on a 40 by 30 lot, but it fits on this 30 by 20 lot. So if you were interested in downloading it, then it fits both of those. Now there's really nothing fancy about this lot. You know, I'm not going to big it up because there's nothing to really big up, but I've been seeing these little corner style balconies everywhere at the moment. I've seen them in builds, in Let's Plays, and I thought, you know what, I don't often use like corner kind of circular balconies, so I went all out and used, I think, about 3. I was like, oh, aren't these really pretty? I think I'll put them everywhere, and I did. So yeah, there's not a lot special about this build. It's just a basic suburban home, but it is quite sweet. On the inside it is kind of nice and compact, and I just kept it quite white looking, and obviously with the black as well, the black windows, etc. And around the back, normally I go mental with the landscaping, and I do tend to fill the entire lot and the entire space that I've got with lots of little detailings, but this one I thought, no, you know, we'll keep it a little bit more sparse. I do notice that sometimes, although it's really good to add lots of detailing in, sometimes it's nice not to go too mad with details and just, you know, create a little bit more space. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but it does to me. I know what I'm trying to say. But I did try to keep it very basic and not sparse, but just a bit more roomy, if you like. So I quite like the way, you know, it turned out in the end. It was quite small and sweet and basic. So I hope you're all having a fantastic week. Mine is going much better this week, and I'm also being a lot more organised, which is good. Although saying that, I can't believe it's Thursday already. Like, where's the week gone? Last week was all kinds of crazy. I was doing a little bit of anything, a little bit of everything, and this week just feels a little bit more put together. So I've uploaded a couple of Let's Plays, and I've also done this build. Currently I am working as well on another build which should be up within, well, it depends really. I think it's going to maybe be up tomorrow or over the weekend. You know, I am sitting down and working out a schedule at the moment. I did say that in the last video. I think the last 2 videos I'm working on a schedule, but I promise you I am. But the schedule is more towards, I think, the Let's Plays, because Let's Plays, you know, you can guarantee that they're gonna get done, and, you know, it's just, that's that. Whereas builds, you can't always guarantee that a build's going to be finished or that you're going to be happy with a build, so they're going to be a little bit more sporadic, I would say, on the channel. However, I must admit, since I've started YouTube, I have literally had not a lot of downtime. It's so frustrating because I think quite a lot of people have got a lot more time. Not everybody, you know, people have got work and things like that, or school, etc. But for me, a lot of the time, my entire day is taken up until around about 9 o'clock at night. So sometimes I sit down at 9 o'clock and I literally get these builds done between 9 o'clock and bedtime. So I think last week I totally frazzled myself out because my daughter is currently oh my gosh, she's 6 months old today. Is that right? No, it's wrong. She's 6 months old tomorrow, but anyway, I was close enough. So the schedule is pretty much down to Princess Peach. So last week was all kinds of crazy, and this week has been a little bit more productive. But at some point, I do need to kind of like give myself a break. What's one of them? But I think because I have such a short amount of time to do some of the absolutely whopping builds that I do, I literally sit down and I'm like, right, I'm going to do this, this and this. I blink. I swear to you, I blink. And it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I think I've got to be up in 6 hours. How am I going to cope? So I'm going to start being a little bit more organised, because at the same time, I don't want to rush anything that I do either. You know, I mean, this build in particular took, I think, about 2 hours from start to finish. It really wasn't that long, but it was a simple build for me. Some of the more complex builds that I do, or more detailed builds, take a lot longer than that. I'd say I probably spend, you know, a night doing the exterior and then another night doing the interior, like maybe the Georgian Manor, for instance. But they're still done pretty fast, you know, considering I sit down at like 9 o'clock. It's still pretty fast building. But anyway, currently I am working on another build which is nearly complete, but I've been wanting to do this build for a while, and I'm doing it because it's something that I would like to have in one of my Let's Plays. But it's one of those builds where you never really know where to start or what you want to include. Well, I know what I want to include, but I don't know where to place it, which is just going to be like, Kim, why are you even telling us this if you're not going to tell us what it is? Well, I can't tell you what it is. But basically, it's nearly done, so it'll probably be up by tomorrow, I should imagine. I think tomorrow. I think I might put this up today, and then I'll release the other one tomorrow, because I'm going to do some Let's Play filming tonight, I think, because I'm so excited for them as well. They're like at crucial points, both of them, where they're getting a little bit exciting, and I'm just like, woo, can't wait to play. But I do like this little one that I'm working on, and again, it's something a little bit smaller, but it's going to be quite useful. I think it'd be quite good. But it's a community lot anyway, and yeah, I'm brainstorming at the moment. I do have a list, as I always go on about, a list of things that I want to do, but every now and then I just think of things that, you know, I want to add to this list. So I've got something else in mind that I want to build at the moment, and I think I'm going to get started on that next. I will finish the build that I'm doing at the moment, and then I'm going to start on that one, but I think it may take some time. So yeah, I'm going to take my time with that one and make sure that I do it well, because I have seen it done before and it looked beautiful, but sometimes what one person has got as an idea, another person may have the same idea but will execute it completely differently. And so that's me, really. I've got a vision in my mind how I would do it, as opposed to how I've seen it done before. So I'm going to start work on that as well, I think. So I have actually noticed, but I know nobody's commented, that I was watching one of my videos back the other day, and I think it's maybe the Let's Plays, I'm not sure. It might even be the builds. But if you ever hear any kind of creaking in the background or any kind of like rapid clicking of a mouse, it's actually my husband who sits next to me. Now, he actually does streaming of his games to YouTube as well, and he doesn't do it all the time. It's not something that he actively pursues or anything like that. He just does it as a hobby, and he's a big gamer as well, so he just uploads what he plays, if that makes sense. But he's a very passionate gamer and he can really get into it sometimes, and when I'm recording sometimes I'm like looking over at him, like glaring at him as if to, and I'm like, yes, and blah blah blah, like giving evils at the same time whilst putting on a happy voice. It's like quite a feat in itself. And he'll look at me like, what? And I'm like, seriously, you are going to break that mouse if you continue to click it like that. So I did actually notice when I come to edit some of my videos recently that you can hear this squeaking of a computer chair and also the rapid clicking of a mouse. And just so you know, that's my husband. So speaking of other builds to do, I also have Rory's build challenge left to do, and I've seen some absolutely awesome versions of that challenge go up this month already. So if you haven't participated in any of the challenges, if you go onto Twitter, or Spring Sims has got one which I've already put up this month, Rory's got one as well. There is another name which I can't think off the top of my head, that was recommended to me the other day, which is another challenge to do, and they're just absolutely brilliant. Like, I just think that's such a good idea, because they're kind of like really good at helping you to practice how to build, really. You know, having to replicate something is quite hard, but it's really good practice if you enjoy building. I was actually having a laugh with somebody the other day talking about building, because, you know, sometimes I get some amazing comments. Like, I never even thought for a second I would get any sort of feedback through doing what I'm doing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you do get some nice comments on the gallery as well, but man, I've had some real nice feedback. And but I don't claim to be like anywhere near to the best builder, you know, out there, or even amongst the best builders, because the talent out there is just amazing. The thoughts and the ideas that other people had is just inspiring. Sometimes I think, how did I not think of that? Well, I know I'm not the only one there. I know everybody's like, whoa, that is awesome. But yeah, there's some absolutely amazing talent out there. But I was having a laugh with somebody the other day, and we were saying how we've improved so much since we first started playing The Sims. I think it was Christy, and I actually had a look back on the gallery, and I have removed some of the very old builds that I did, more the ones that didn't have very many downloads, just because it can suck up a lot of space, and I only wanted to keep the ones up there that I was super proud of. And I don't have a clear out very often. I do try to keep them on there, because ultimately that shows you your building journey. And my journey from, predominantly played The Sims 3, I think, but building wise, I only really got into it towards the end of The Sims 3, beginning of the release of The Sims 4. But having a look back, it was so hilarious just looking at, you know, how I used to build back then. And, you know, I've come so far. And really, to anybody that ever feels like they watch videos like this, or, you know, others, and thinks, oh, you know, I'll never be able to build like that. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Practice makes perfect. If you'd have seen some of my first builds, they were literally like a box with a window and a door, and, you know, well, in The Sims 3 we used to get auto roofing, don't we? Like, whatever happened to auto roofing? The Sims, I have had to teach myself how to do roofing because you took that option away in Sims 4. Roofing was one of the hardest things for me to do, and to be honest, now I find it a lot more easier. The only problem I ever come across now with anything is just the fact that it glitches and it cuts into rooms on the inside, and sometimes no matter what you do to rectify it, it doesn't, it just doesn't work, and that's probably really the only issues I have now. But roofing was just such nightmare. I remember watching Sim Supply's roofing video just to see if I could get myself any better. But ultimately, since I've been, building as much as I have just naturally got better over time. So yeah, if you are someone that's interested in building and feels like their builds are always really rubbish, go out there, have a look on things like Pinterest, have a look at other people's builds, have a look at different types of architecture and just practice. Even if you just build a box and or like a funny shaped box or whatever, and you just practice doing roofing, just do it, because that is literally how I've got better. And each and every build that I do, I always try and push myself. Like, for instance, this living room, I don't really like it, in all honesty. This is not very good, is it? I don't really like this living room. And you know why? Because I used items that I don't normally use, and I tried something different. And that's what it's about in The Sims. It's about trying to use different items, putting yourself out of your comfort zone and doing things differently that you wouldn't necessarily do. Yeah, so just so you know, I thought this living room was whack. I kind of I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because it just didn't fit in. I didn't feel with the rest of the house. Maybe the rest of the house was modern and this is a little bit more posh and a bit, I don't know. But anyway, it's not really bad, don't get me wrong, but I was definitely going all out to use objects that I don't normally use, because I am a little bit robotic with the things that I use, and I'm not having it. We want to see something different. But anyway, it's going to be Friday tomorrow, so I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, whatever you're doing. My dad's back over for his last night before he heads back to Spain. I'm really sad about that. So yeah, I hope you have a really good one anyway. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.